a while, you have to, there's the ego. the
Mm-hmm.
ego the ego part is the hardest because you're like, wow, I should have gotten that search.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was that good. But, and then you realize, and I've had friends who are heads of HR, or that are heads of talent at public companies. And, ironically, some of them will call me and say, hey, I wish I could give this to you because I actually think that is right up your alley and you could get this done, but I can't. And you have to understand that. I appreciate the phone call.
Mm-hmm.
I,
Mm-hmm.
I totally get it. So that helps when you have that, but otherwise it kind of, yeah, it's, you got to get over it.
Right. When we were talking, when I told you I was interviewing successful entrepreneurs like yourself to learn about their journeys, you, like other women who I've spoken to, laughed and said, I don't know, am I really successful? And what do you mean by that? And what does that sort of bring up for you when you talk, when you say that?
Well, I guess when we spoke about the imposter syndrome, right?
Right.
I I tend to deal with very successful and amazing executives.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of sit there and you're like, whoa, why are you asking for my advice?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not even sure we're in the same league.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's that. I think, it's sometimes that, but then they're like, you're kidding me, I'd be lost without you.
Right.
So I don't know. I think it's just, I think everyone has those moments, right?
Right, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Everyone has a moment.
You've been involved with a lot of very successful people. So what do you think it takes to, if you were to look at sort of like founder DNA or entrepreneur DNA, what would you think is important for someone to have on board when they're starting out?
Oh, I mean, so let's be clear. I have not I've rarely worked with founders from the very beginning. I tend to get them more at the growth stage. Though I have had friends who started companies, and I've been fortunate to have done a lot of corporate work as well, or maybe growth in private equity. And what I find in each of what I find in the CEOs that I've dealt with or executives that are successful is, or at least the ones I like to deal with, so I'm just going to call it like that, because I tend to be picky, is that all of them are incredibly smart. They believe in what they're doing. They're committed to it, and they're very curious about things in general. But in order for them to, there's curiosity, but there's also a sense of humility. Understand that curiosity is driven by, I don't think I know this, so how can I find out about it? Like, and how do I build a team around me that augments for that soft spots? So they're incredibly confident in their ability to lead, and they will hire people that are smarter than them. They admittedly know what they are good at and what they're, or I guess they know where their soft spots are.
And aren't afraid to admit it.
Right. I remember I did I was brought in to do one of the first chief digital officer search in a media company. I think it might have been the first search, not the first chief digital, but the first search. And the person that led that search was a vice chairman of a public company. And, she said to me, I said, what do you want to know? She's like, well, you need to teach me because I know nothing. And I need you to tell me what I don't know if I don't know it. And I said, okay. I'm just like, it's so refreshing. Pretty much said, I don't know it. Here's what I know. Tell me if I'm wrong. And if I am, or if I'm not, or if we're missing it, then find me someone who can teach us that. Which I mean, amazing.
And it's also kind of how you've operated, right? Through all of your life and working, and that it's just a growth experience. It's not about necessarily what you have or don't have, but just being interested in sort of finding out what you need.
Right.
Candi, can you tell me a little bit about whether your upbringing hurt or helped you be able you to be the successful woman that you are?
I think I was very lucky. I won the lottery. I was born to amazing parents, a father who believed that girls should be educated and did everything he could to make sure that we were. And having left our country when I was 9 and having to acclimate and face those challenges, and knowing that I had a strong family structure behind me, it gave me a lot of confidence. You asked me if I thought it was a risk when I decided to kind of continue on my own. My parents always said to me, I remember my mom said, well, just remember, you always have a family you could come home to. And I think that is very powerful.
Absolutely.
And in many ways, it's the reason why I have been brave in trying out what I thought was the path less traveled for me.
That's a great way to end off. I want to thank you very much, Candi, for sharing with our listeners today your motivations for why you chose to be a female entrepreneur, and also how you overcame some of the psychological obstacles that you encountered during your inspirational journey. Where can people reach out to you to learn more about you?
So LinkedIn is always good. Fundamenta XF is always good. Or you could find, people that know me.
Okay.
I know. I have friends who are like, you're so stealth. I said, people who want to work with me know how to find me.
Yeah. Well, and it gives you more control, I think, over who you want to work with. So that's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
I don't mean to be so elusive.
No. But anyways, I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Leslie. It's been great talking to you.
This podcast is brought to you by Women Entrepreneurs Global, the first startup studio and digital DIY startup platform for women. For more information on her guests, this podcast, and many other female founder programs, please visit womenentrepreneurs.global. We believe in open and non-stigmatizing dialogue about the hidden psychological difficulties experienced by many successful entrepreneurs and highlighting the strategies used to overcome them, such as the fear of failure, of not being good enough, and that loud, chattering internal critic is critical to helping other founders achieve success. Please join her next week for more Mindset for Success stories. That was Dr. Leslie Knudsen, and you can drop her a line at dr.leslieKnudsen@dr.leslieKnudsen.com.